Welcome one and all to another amazing night here in Tranquility.
We absolutely are in for a treat of a match here tonight, no question about it.
And the grenades from P.U.N.K eliminate everybody on the field.
Damage from something as well is going to be applied there to Death Blossom, and it's going to be huge, fighting 3!
The double kill with the Bastion ulti? Alright, I see you guys.
For B-Well, look to find a stick there, finds the stick, they find two with it!
Those who find the picks will save the fight, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
And Cam with the 4-man punch off the map!
Experience tranquility.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Tranquility, where we're here to wrap up week 1 with a Discord tier matchup of Big Bang Buccaneers versus P.U.N.K. We also do have Karma versus Galactic Gibbons on our B stream here tonight as well over at twitch.tv/TranquilityGG2. That one will start at 9:05 if you're looking to watch that one. But we're going to be focusing on this game here. I am Dexatron. That is Henry. Man, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to see what these teams have brought for us. You know, P.U.N.K coming out here, very serious team. They want to win it all. Coming out, playing all the meta comps. They're breaking it down, ready to rumble. Big Bang Buccaneers, you know, they're out here to have a good time. There's a lot of off-rolling players in their team, if not everybody. They're just looking to play the heroes they're comfortable on and put up a statement. Say, we're just as good enough to take you on in a meta where we can do what we want to do.
Yeah, to touch on what you just said there, Henry, I asked the coaches for both these teams, you know, kind of what they were looking for out of this season. Very simply, Punk's coach Yabby just said win the whole tournament, and the coach for the Big Bang Buccaneers, Thor, just said BBB is an off-team role. You know, they're here to have fun and get better on these off roles. So, you know, in my opinion, there's a lot of pressure that Punk's coach is putting on their team here to perform. While on the other hand, for BBB, there's not a lot of pressure if you're here to have fun, and I feel like that might come into effect here a little bit tonight.
Yeah, like week 1 nerves are a real thing. You've seen it throughout these matches that we had last couple of days. You know, if you're coming in with a let's have fun mindset, it takes the stress off, you know, helps you get in the zone and play some great Overwatch. So, you know, maybe it's the right mentality for these guys. If Big Bang Buccaneers come out and they're just like, let's do it, let's have a good time. And I think that might help them win the match, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I also did ask them about comps here, but with Illari being available now to be played in this Tranquility season, with her being introduced into comp today, you know, I feel like these questions might be a little bit outdated since they were all answered yesterday before she was included into our season play here.
Yeah, teams have been scrimming, so they have had some practice time with Illari, but it's still very new meta, and these teams don't really know what they're going up with, right? Everybody's still trying to figure things out. We haven't had any Overwatch League or much Contenders time yet to see how the pros are handling it, so it really comes down to how your scrim experience has been. Can these guys figure out what the strongest heroes are at the moment, and how do they work together, per se? And we are expecting to see Illari be a strong point in these next few weeks, if not months, of Tranquility and beyond. So we'll see if they whip it out right away, or if they maybe leave it on the back burner and go with what they've been practicing for a little longer.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, just based off, you know, if they're going to let Illari sit on the bench this week and bring her back next week or maybe weeks down the line here, we do know that P.U.N.K has told us they really want to run dive most of the time, but they will throw a Ramatra comp in there from time to time. However, when you look over the Big Bang Buccaneers, they are more into just making sure the teams synergize with whatever they're doing. So you might not necessarily see a comp that makes a lot of sense, but a comp that, you know, kind of works for them. Maybe it's comfort picks for everyone that just kind of works together, or maybe it's just kind of defaulting to a dive comp that we have seen throughout the past couple throughout the season of Owl and some of the early contenders before the Summer Series playoffs.
Yeah, I think having a lot of flexibility in a hero pool will really help Big Bang Buccaneers if they have multiple comfort picks that they can play into a lot of matchups. But if they only have like 1 or 2 heroes that they've really been like working on, they might just get outplayed by P.U.N.K, honestly. I think that playing comfort picks is nice, but you have to be able to be flexible there. You can't just expect to play your game entirely and then meet a good opponent and crumble to dust. Like, there's got to be some bend in there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, bend and break of these teams, it really does come down to how well they are playing. And, you know, I kind of want to give the edge a little bit to P.U.N.K here early because, you know, from everything that the coach told us, which, to be fair, they kept it very short, sweet, and simple, very precise answers. They are taking this season very seriously. They want to win the whole thing, and I want to give them the edge, but there's still that whole thing with Big Bang Buccaneers coming in here and saying, yeah, we're playing on off rolls. We got a ringer here tonight. They're not expecting a lot tonight, and like I said earlier, that puts a lot of pressure off them and really makes me feel like they might be able to surprise P.U.N.K here because P.U.N.K might be putting a lot of pressure on themselves to perform early in this season.
Yeah, I think the ringer is going to be a key difference here. If your entire team is built around the idea of let's have fun, let's do more of a chill game, we all synergize well together, then bringing in a teammate that you've never played with before maybe, or only a few times, is going to be a little bit more difficult to just get flowing. So it might take like a map and a half to see like Big Bang Buccaneers really heat up here and bring the fire. So I think if P.U.N.K can like keep them disorganized really on their back foot for the first few maps, then they should be able to take a clean 3-0. But if they let Big Bang Buccaneers like grab some foothold per se, then I can see this going map 5 for a sure time. You know, it's going to be tight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's week 1. I expect there to still be a lot of rust with these two teams. I don't remember how far they made it in their own preseason tournaments here. So again, knock some rust off here week 1, come out of it with a better kind of mindset going into week 2, win or lose. I mean, yeah, you want to win your first game, but sometimes a loss is a little bit better than a win because you're able to learn so much from it.
Yeah, you can't really win and expect to improve all the time, you know? If you're going around and you're always 3-0ing people, then like, are you really improving? You're just kind of better than people. So, you know, we want these close matches out here. We want to see teams take it all the way. And besides, it's more fun for all of us to enjoy these matches, you know. Everybody else in Trank likes to pop in on the Twitch streams, you know, see how their fellow tiers are doing. You know, everybody just enjoys the close ones, right?
Yeah,
It's just not the same as a 3-0.
Yeah, absolutely. But remember, speaking of enjoying more matches, remember twitch.tv/TranquilityGG2, there is another Discord tier game going on right now between Karma and Galactic Gibbons. But let's take a look at what map we will be seeing here first tonight. We'll be heading to the control map of Antarctic Peninsula.
Yeah, P.U.N.K said they had some Ramatra comps in their back pocket. I think this would be a good map to bring some of those out, but like we have seen some earlier this week with other tiers, you know, Winston Dive, maybe Diva Dive also works well. There's spots where you can kind of mix it up, have some flexibility here. So I'm eager to see what BBB actually bring out for this one. Just give their first impression to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, with Illari being present here, you know, I've started seeing Ryan played a little bit more on some points of Antarctic Peninsula. Orisa has been a definite one that has shown up a lot in the Contender Summer Series. Same thing with a Sigma. Both of them have shown up a lot, especially when you're running the Illari comps. And with her being now available to be played in Tranquility, I feel like we're going to end up seeing her a decent amount tonight between these two teams. It just really comes down to, have you truly practiced with them? But at the moment, not seeing the new support at all.
Yeah, it looks like P.U.N.K are going to roll out on this Ramatra comp, maybe with a Bastion as well, to just pump out a ton of damage. Big Bang Buccaneers opting for that Orisa, just knowing how strong it is. You get so much extra armor from that new Fortify buff. It just really makes you hard to kill. So it's gonna be, as I say that, we have a swap to the Reinhardt. So yes, as you said earlier, Reinhardt being played a little bit more, a nice big shield to help keep your team safe. Both teams rolling out here, looking to claim the high ground. Both teams have a Lucio here, so they should reach this point around the same time.
Sexy Lexi, they'll want to go all the way around. Maybe get a hack on support. Try to get rid of them early here. As you see the fight for the high ground. And Sexy Lexi in the background there. Not going to be able to find the hack as they were spotted out before that charge coming in from Yo Jimbo. Will only end his death as Lucky Gunner with a nice railgun shot there as Noodle gets hacked. But right now, BBB down their tank, trying to get out of this one without losing any more members. TIE Fighter able to keep themselves alive there somehow. And they will be able to escape. P.U.N.K, though, going to be able to cap point here first.
Yeah, Buck on the Bastion, really just able to put out so much damage, and as soon as the shield drops, Lucky Gunner able to get a pick with that charge shot, and finds another one on to PvB. She's gonna have to go back to the spawn room and think it over. I think P.U.N.K really just, if they can set this Bastion up, keep it behind the Ramatra, it's gonna be so hard to dislodge these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucky Gunner finding the first 2 kills here early. Big Bang Buccaneers, I mean, look at Yo Jimbo. Already 62% and counting on their ultimate, but right now, it's the Baptiste duel I want to focus at. Biscuit, 81% TIE Fighter, getting up there as well, but Biscuit will be able to get that amplification mission ready to go pretty early compared to what the BBB Baptiste will be able to, especially with Noodle being able to take care of them there. Baka going into that turn mode, able to find Neo Jimbo. Lucky Gunner again, another kill with the railgun. Thor will finally be able to take down one member of P.U.N.K, but that'll be all that the Buccaneers get this fight.
Yeah, the Ryan shield health just disappeared in a flash, and as soon as that happened, they have to drop to low ground, and it's just easy pickings for the DPS of P.U.N.K. Even Biscuit putting in a lot of damage there. They're coming up on a window. They're going to have maybe even Annihilation for this next fight. And all you really have on the side of the Buccaneers is going to be an Earth Shatter and the window of your own. So if P.U.N.K can make maybe a proactive ultimate usage, they can just take this fight and clean it up again.
Yeah, absolutely, and if this fight drags on a little bit, it might be final fight territory right now, but Biscuit finding Yo Jimbo out early, Noodle finding PvB. It's all going P.U.N.K's way here right now, and they are looking for more members of the Buccaneers, and they're gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, drops that window right in front of Yojimbo, and he evaporates. Almost quite literally. Look, like Munching and Biscuit really just keeping their team alive.
So looks like we are having a little bit of a pause right now as we have lost some feeds with we have lost some feeds with our observers, and I believe our player might have disconnected there as well. But Henry, so far all we've really seen is just Punk domination. Thor the only one to find a kill for BBB at the moment here, but it's just only not even one sub point into the series. Does this kind of give us any kind of ideas of what we might see the rest of it?
Yeah, I think you have to look at cooldown trades, and the big one is going to be turret form versus Rhine shield. If you lose your Rhine shield, you're kind of just sitting out in the open. I mean, Reinhardt has to be in there swinging his hammer to get close, and if you can't close that distance fast enough and really get on the backline, you're not going to be able to win those fights. So I think I might want to see somebody make a swap to deal with this Bastion, or perhaps an Orisa to rather than just have this shield get melted and not being able to provide much. You know, you get a little bit more health. It looks like Yojimbo will make that swap onto the Orisa, and unfortunately we did miss it, but it looks like Punk have been able to secure the first round probably in 100-0 fashion, and they're going to be rolling out on the same comp that they were.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. BBB making some swaps here because, hey, that was definitely not working for them right here. Sexy Lexi and Yojimbo are the two I'm going to be looking at a lot here. PBB on the Hanzo as well. I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head there. Trying to take care of Baka here is probably the person you want to get rid of, especially as I find Sexy Lexi to get everything going. PBB not going to survive much longer as Lucky Gunner. We saw them be a Deadeye in that first sub map, still keeping that railgun accuracy high, finding 2 kills there. Baka will shut down Thor as well, and again, it's Punk taking the point here first.
Yeah, I'm not sure who is the ringer on the side of the Buccaneers, but for the most part, they seem to be doing all right until suddenly they just get sliced through like hot butter with a knife. I mean, there's really not much you can say. It's all kind of going great, and then it just falls apart in 1 second, and then they're all dead. I think Baka and Lucky Gunner really just being able to put out so much damage and kill potential on these DPS picks is going to be letting Punk win.
Yeah, especially when you find TIE Fighter out early. Sexy Lexi following that right up there as Punk, again, trying to clean up this team fight. Incredibly quick. Munchino going after Thor right there. Will eventually fall the PBB right there. That's Punk's only second death of this entire map so far here.
Yeah, I'd love to see Big Bang Buccaneers just run in and try to take a 4v5, but I think Munching will be able to make it back on that Lucio pretty fast. So I think it'll be even one here. Coming up on a window for Punk, whereas you know, Big Bang Buccaneers only 75% to their window and mid Dragon Strike, but looking like the ultimate economy is very much in the hands of Punk. They pick up Sexy Lexi as well. Noodle on that Ramantra, able to just spam him down. They're trapped in this small room as well, and it looks like it's just going to be a slaughter for Big Bang Buccaneers. They go down in a flash, and we're coming up on maybe last fight. Would you say here?
Potentially, if Buccaneers aren't able to get anything going here, you do see them have that window ready to go, but same thing could be said for Punk. And I mean, with how fast these team fights have been going, only the Baptistas have been able to actually build their ultimates. Lucky Gunner is close to it as well, but 85% into a map and only 2 ultimates ready to go. It either means it's a one-sided affair, or there just really hasn't been a lot seen from either side right now. But right now, Punk coming back in this one, Thorium trying to get rid of, I believe, Biscuit right there. Lucky Gunner having this overclock ready to go here as the amplification matrix comes out from Biscuit. Baka not allowing PBB to play right now. Sexy Lexi also going back to the spawn as Punk looks to clean up this first map incredibly quick right now. They're trying to focus in on Thorium. TIE Fighter falls, the other support falls. Now it's just Yojimbo that's left, but they won't survive much longer either. And Punk with 2 100-0s here on our first map go up 1-0 in the series.
Punk came to play, and you can tell they know what they're doing. They said, this is what we're going to play. We come out and we run it, and they dominated. I think BBB, go back to the drawing board, come back, map 2, see what you can get done, right? It's not this.
I mean, yeah, there are some things that we could talk about for them here, but not necessarily a lot of them are good. I mean, I believe they only got 2 kills throughout the entire map there, 1 kill on each sub point. I believe they also came, one came from Thorium on the Lucio, the other was PvP on that Hanzo there. But I mean, they're gonna be able to choose map here next. You're gonna want them to pick something that goes in that playstyle a little bit. But I mean, from talking to Thorium, they said that, you know, it's something that their playstyle or comp is kind of something that just synergizes together. So it might not be a comp, like I kind of said before, that, you know, we are used to seeing. It might be something that's a little bit out there, and it might catch P.U.N.K by surprise if it works out for them.
Yeah, we already know P.U.N.K is quite dominant on this brawl composition, and they did say to us that they were comfortable playing that dive. So I think no matter where we really end up, P.U.N.K will have a good map for them. They seem like they're well practiced, they know what they're doing, and they're confident, I think, in their play. Like, you can see how aggressive they get. They really know that they can take it to these guys and win these fights. I think, you know, if you're Big Bang Buccaneers, you gotta have something in your back pocket. Like, you gotta know.
Yeah, you got to have something, but again, they're here for fun. They're here to get a little bit better, and that first map, they probably did learn a decent amount about, you know, P.U.N.K here, that maybe they'll be able to immediately translate it into something here on map 2. But I mean, a lot of players on P.U.N.K looked really good that first map. It's kind of hard to highlight one person since everyone found kills just like consistently.
Yeah, I think I'd throw it out to the backline of P.U.N.K. You know, excellent job. Only 2 deaths to your side. That's like all you really need to hear as a support stat line, right? I think especially that last fight, having Munching with that beat really kept them alive, helped them win that contest on point. Whereas Big Bang Buccaneers had not a lot of survivability, you know, lacking the Lucio second point. I think, yeah, P.U.N.K's backline really putting in the work here, as well as Baka on the Bastion. Just so much damage you get out of this Bastion. It really helps you win those team fights, and that's like a key piece to their composition right now, so perfectly executed by Baka.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and, you know, the coach for Big Bang, or for, my bad, P.U.N.K did, you know, talk about Biscuit and Noodle. Biscuit, I believe, was the Baptiste for the majority of that first point. Or first map there. They looked incredibly good, but I'm just going to say this. They wanted me to say this on stream. Biscuit is going to become a lawyer at some point, but they wanted everyone to know that they can't even beat an Ace Attorney game. So there you go, Yabby. But, I mean, they're still looking incredibly well on that Baptiste so far.
Yeah, I think Biscuit, Munching, shout out to you guys. Keep it up for the rest of this series, and you guys should have it in the bag. I mean, it's not much else I can say. It was really just an outstanding performance. I blinked and the map was over.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do know what our second map of the night here on the A stream will be. It will be Hollywood, the hybrid map here. Now, Hollywood, first point, I always kind of consider to be a very heavily dive-oriented point. Yeah, you can play other stuff, but you want to be able to get on those high grounds pretty fast, and dive kind of plays into that.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of flexibility you can get, but mobility and height are like the big checkboxes on Hollywood. You know, the rooftop second phase, especially that high ground in the cafe for first point. You know, you need some vertical mobility, whether we see like an Echo, maybe even an Ash. We could even see a Maywall to try and boost up onto these ledges. Like, that's something that we've seen teams do before. Winston, D.Va are probably going to be a good pick here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a D.Va come out from the attacking side here of P.U.N.K. But I think there are some options you get.
Yeah, absolutely. But Big Bang Buccaneers coming out here with what looks to be a poke comp here with Yojimbo on the Sigma. P.U.N.K, though, really not swapping up a lot outside of, you know, one support in both their DPS. So honestly, yeah, they are swapping up a lot here. Baka and Lucky, a Cassidy Tracer combo is nice. And normally that's the kind of combo I would expect to see with a ball comp, not necessarily with a Ramatra comp.
Yeah, I think when you look at P.U.N.K's side, they're still figuring it out. I'll give them a second. On the Buccaneers side, Yojimbo on that Sigma, you got a lot of sustain, you got Eat for a Bastion pick, you have Shield to deal with something like a little bit more of a poke style, right? You have a Sombra that can get you early info and get hacked, you can distract the backline. You know, PvB, she's going to be able to just send out dynamites. There's not much you can do on the side of P.U.N.K to stop these dynamite damage, right? Even Baka falls really low immediately, and it looks like they're just going to go straight in, actually.
Yeah, they fall low extremely fast, but it doesn't necessarily matter when the rest of your team is picking up kill after kill here. It's just Yojimbo on point, and not even 30 seconds into this round, P.U.N.K definitely going to be able to capture this first point.
Yep. When we said vertical mobility, I think Symmetra was not mentioned. They TP straight on the backline, and Lucky Gunner just annihilates, all of the backline of Big Bang Buccaneers in one swift go. That's something I haven't seen before, and honestly, I'm really impressed.
Yo, Jimbo, though, able to find Munching. That's a great start here for Big Bang Buccaneers. So they want to try to maybe hold Punk here at this gateway, but you immediately see the swap come out there from Baka. They're going over to this Reaper. A direct counter, but Yo Jimbo able to pick up a second kill there onto Lucky Gunner, and that will force Punk to fall back a little bit. However, you're seeing a lot of them re-engage into this fight as they still do have a majority of their players here. Lucky Gunner now swapping over to the Tracer. Noodle getting hacked here, and you're going to see a lot of pressure and focus be applied here to Noodle as you want to get rid of this Ramatra, because if you're able to, it kind of makes everything a lot easier for Big Bang Buccaneers.
Yeah, I think Punk makes the swap. They go on to Reaper Tracer now. They just have a lot more damage. You can see Big Bang Buccaneers so low. Yo Jimbo falls, Sexy Lexi and PvP both at half. They're just kind of trying to make their escape while not giving up too much space to Punk here. Kind of just kiting around. I think they have to be a lot carefuler, I guess, more careful with this opposing lineup now. The Ramatra gives you so much sustain with that Nemesis form. Baka is able to Wraith form out. He gets his self-heal. You really can't do much into these guys. It has to be super coordinated. And right now they're just staggering themselves. TIE Fighter drops as well. And it's going to basically just be a cart roll to the finish line here.
A little bit of an unfortunate teleport there from TIE Fighter, who's trying to get up there with PBB, but they teleported to PBB as they were midair, and they immediately fell back down to the ground in front of everyone of Punk right there. And yeah, like you said, right now Punk is kind of all gas, no brakes here, and you're gonna see the annihilation ready here for Noodle, but they might not even need it. Coalescence Nano though coming out here onto Yo Jimbo as they try to get anything, but Noodle just throwing haymakers will find 3. Biscuit gonna pick up the 4th. The Yo Jimbo forcing out their Primal Rage will immediately be taken out there by Gunner. 5 minutes 15 seconds on the clock here for Punk to get this cart home.
Yeah, Punk coming in. They use that Reaper ult, so they feel safe to swap to a Bastion pick. Yo Jimbo is on the Rhine now. I'm not sure if he's going to be wanting to keep that after he sees Baka on the Bastion again. I think, looking at ultimates here, EMP has got to be a big one. You've already used your Nano on your Winston, so you don't have Nano Blade available to you. And Kitsune is nice, but it's not going to be able to secure you necessarily an instant pick the same way like an EMP or a Nano Blade would. And if you look at the side of Punk, you got Pulse Bomb, great job. You got Munching with the sound barrier, you expect to see right now. But they can't, they pick up a kill onto Biscuit. Looks like the fight might be swinging in the way of Big Bang Buccaneers.
EMP hit 3 people right there. You immediately see 2 people fall. The Annihilation does come out there from Noodle, but Sexy Lexi able to immediately take him down. Baka on Lucky Gun, though, able to find 2 nice picks there. Munching going to be able to find TIE Fighter right now. And PvP trying their best to make sure they do not fall to this Lucio here and Tracer. But in the end, Lucky Gunner with some help there from Munching will be able to take care of them now. Cards pretty much rounding the home stretch here. And you see some swaps coming out here from Punk. BBB does have this Kasuni Rush ready to go, and they have to make it worth their while here. But Yo Jimbo falling early is not what you want to see. Here comes the Kasuni Rush. Suzu being invested really early there by TIE Fighter. Pulse Bomb coming up, finding Thor right there. TIE Fighter goes down. The Sombra trying to keep themselves alive, but it'll be everyone for BBB falling right there. And Punk gonna be able to complete. Oh, wait, no. Yo Jimbo coming back out on the ball, but that only slightly delay Punk's final time there of 3:35 left on the clock.
Yeah, that was just really stepped on the gas and sent it all the way. They drove that car straight to the finish line, maybe one stop sign or two. Yeah, Big Bang Buccaneers, you got to think, what can you do? The Rhine pick clearly isn't working. Every time you've tried to bring it out, it's kind of gone disastrously. You had the Sigma at the beginning, then you went to the Winston. They're testing everything here, and it just doesn't seem to be working.
I mean, yeah, it's not working, but Punk seems like to be a very coordinated team right now. Baka on this Bastion, yeah, we didn't see it that much, but, they were able to just provide so much damage for their team. Sexy Lexi actually finding 3 kills there for Big Bang Buccaneers was something I thought could have actually stabilized that round there for them, but just in the end, Punk able to come back pretty quickly and just say, nah, that's not going to stabilize you. We're still just going to roll this thing through.
Yeah, I'd like to point out Munching popped a solo beat to go chase down TIE Fighter at the end of that point and then killed him. So shout out to Munching for that play. I think it helped really stagger them and actually cost them the map that time. So like nice job there. I think Big Bang Buccaneers on the Diva Pharah Widow.
Oh, no.
Trying to switch it up. Yeah, I see what you're seeing.
Yeah, Punk, they're going to try to spawn hold here right now. They're going to try to catch BBB off guard, and they're probably definitely going to be able to do that, as it doesn't seem like anyone knows that they're TIE Fighter. Kind of looking around, but you immediately see them turn around there. Biscuit going to be able to find PBB, who's coming out on the Widowmaker Noodle, will be able to shut down TIE Fighter and Sexy Lexi. Yojimbo, though, finding one pick there onto Biscuit before they're trying to run away with that Mercy Pocket right there. Thor just gonna kind of accept death right there, but still Yojimbo trying to run away. PBB, though, finding a huge pick on to Lucky Gunner there. If they're able to get some of their teammates back out here, it will be huge, but look, Yojimbo getting DMAC, that's not what you wanted to see.
Munching is caught in spawn. He has to make it escape somehow. Like he can't fight. There's no teammates around. It's got to be just a run back to your team and try not to get slept or anything. I mean, P.U.N.K have stabilized here. They've got control of the point still, a little bit of high ground control, and they pick up Thorium, which is going to be great. Munching finds PvP as well. Does go down to the Venom mine, but Baka's able to pick up Sexy Lexi, and I think they will just be able to stabilize and hold this choke once again.
Yeah, and I mean, you're going to see them be very aggressive here, and I don't blame them. I mean, they're basically just trying to say to BBB, like, come out and beat us with something. Because we haven't necessarily seen a lot from the Buccaneers so far this series. But, you know, one good team fight win for the Buccaneers is all they need to cap this first point. Because remember, that's what P.U.N.K did. One quick team fight, and that was the first point given over to them.
Yeah, I think I like the idea of a Widowmaker. You know, pick potential is something you really need, and they're rewarded there with that one onto Lucky Gunner. If they can pick this up on Munching as well, I think they might be able to just take the point.
Yeah, you see them trying to focus on Munching here. Sexy Lexi, though, does have this barrage ready to go. However, it's the rest of their team kind of falling down right now as Munching able to take care of TIE Fighter. Baka going to be able to punch Yojimbo there to death. Thorium, though, picking up a kill onto Munching, but again, it's just Baka and Biscuit cleaning up the rest of the Big Bang Buccaneers.
I don't even know who's on attack and defense anymore. It's just all gone to shreds. I'm basically watching a deathmatch here.
But hey, you look at this. P.U.N.K does have about 3 ultimates ready to go here. We'll probably have a 4th one ready to go right now. Big Bang Buccaneers using those visors so they know where everyone is. This is their best opportunity here to try to win a quick team fight because you have a barrage. You're using the Valkyrie here pretty early, but here comes the coalescence from Biscuit right now, and they're going to be able to find Sexy Lexi with that right there. Maybe going to try to get the res off as the Nano coming out there onto Yojimbo. Will try to deal a lot of damage on that Diva right now, but not going to be able to find anything as Lucky Gunner finds BBB. Here comes the bomb. Does not find anyone, but it's instead the annihilation from Noodle, finding 2 kills there.
Yeah, that was an expensive fight for both sides. BBB sent back to just the barrage, but P.U.N.K are coming up on that sound barrier, so they will be able to survive it if they play that well. So, I mean, what do you really have? It's a minute left on the clock. You're out of resources. You really just dumped everything into last fight to try to make it work. And you got to get on point, right? It's now or never.
Yeah, I mean, you have 50 seconds here. You could have one quick team fight loss here, but Sexy Lexi able to find Munching out again. You need to try to capitalize on this. That beat is not there. Sexy Lexi does have this barrage ready to go, and this looks like a good opportunity to use it, but you immediately see Biscuit and Noodle kind of just use their abilities to make sure they live that right there, so nothing coming from that barrage. Blizzard ready for Baka will be used here. I don't think it finds anyone there. TIE Fighter does fall, but Sexy Lexi and PvP come right back, finding 2 kills of their own. Thorium able to get TIE Fighter back into one. Beat coming out from Munching does land onto a couple people right now, but Noodle still alive, still throwing punches, able to find Thorium there. Now this is definitely into final fight territory. Sexy Lexi, PvP go down. It's just up to this Diva and Anna.
Yeah, Munching and Noodle really holding down the fort there. They, even with the numbers disadvantage, they're able to keep the point firmly in the hands of P.U.N.K here. Looks like we will be securing a 3-0 victory on Hollywood for P.U.N.K, sending us up to 2-0 in the match score here.
Yeah, Punk going on to series point here after 2 maps, and they've looked dominant through them so far. Big Bang Buccaneers, I mean, has had their moments. Sexy Lexi getting the play of the game here, and it was that 3-man EMP that they were immediately able to convert 2 kills off of, and then get rid of Noodle right there with some help as well. So they've had, you know, glimpses of hope so far, but just not been able to put anything together, or a whole map together as of yet.
Yeah, I can see the potential here. Big Bang Buccaneers got a lot of great players. You know, maybe it's first week. You know, you're playing with a ringer, a little bit maybe too casual. I don't want to say that because I appreciate that they're coming in here just to have fun, but you can tell the difference in mindset, right? Punk came here to play. No, they didn't come here to play. They came here to win. And, you know, Big Bang Buccaneers, you know, we're taking it slow. We're having some fun. We're playing some Pharah. A little bit of everything, right?
Yeah, and with Big Bang Buccaneers having a ringer this week, this is not what I would normally expect for them throughout the rest of the season. When they have all 5 of their normal players, I would expect that, you know, we're going to be seeing a different Big Bang Buccaneers. But this is week 1, and still a lot of rust to be shaken off here for Big Bang Buccaneers, especially down 1 player with that ringer. But Punk, I mean, they have not shown any rust so far, and you gotta give a lot of credit to PvP playing that Widowmaker. Able to find a nice couple kind of flick shots, but in the end, nothing was really able to get any. They were never really able to build any momentum that round there on their offensive round, and it was just Punk kind of dominating them again there. And you know, 2-0 in the series, potentially 1 more map left in it, but that will come after this halftime break. But remember, there is another stream going on right now of Karma versus Galactic Gibbons. That is over on Tranquility GG2 at twitch.tv/Tranquility GG2. Make sure you guys go over there for this quick halftime break and then come right back here to watch the rest of this series. welcome back from that halftime break, everyone. Again, I'm Dexatron. That is Henry. Henry, so far through 2 maps, it has been pretty much a one-sided affair. Punk one win away from taking this week 1 series here. But we were talking over the halftime break there. Like, we have seen some plays from Big Bang Buccaneers, but they're immediately responded to by bigger plays from members of P.U.N.K.
Yeah, it's like the first person to hit isn't always the one who wins the fight, right? You see some picks go in the favor of Big Bang Buccaneers, and then they're not always the one that are able to close out that fight and take the win. P.U.N.K just doing a great job staying in it, really. Even when they're on the back foot, they're able to always put up some kills in the kill feed, claim some claim some valuable space, and just cement themselves on the point when they're playing defense, really. Or even offense, they're able to take some aggressive angles when they're down players and turn it around.
Absolutely. But I mean, they've been so strong throughout the night. We have seen, glimpses of a hope from BBB Buccaneers. PBB did really good on that Widowmaker there on their offensive round of Hollywood. Sexy Lexi looked really good on the Sombra there for a little bit. On their defensive round, hell, got play of the game from a nice 2-man EMP that they converted into 3 kills from that there. But, those are only little one-moment plays. When P.U.N.K comes back into the next fight, it's like they're completely reset, done, and it doesn't seem to bother them. Like, mentality for P.U.N.K right now, and it seems like to be their mentality for the entire season, is that they're just not bothered by anything. They're here to do one thing, show up, win, and then go home.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking at BBB, they need some pop-off plays here. We're moving on to Circuit for our next map, and, Widowmaker, great Circuit Royale staple. They already rolled out on the Sigma for a moment on Hollywood, so we know that BBB are maybe leaning into that Sigma play on Circuit Royale, and those are both very strong characters. We've already seen Thorium on the BAP doing a great job. I think, if you're P.U.N.K, I haven't seen anything that makes me necessarily think that they're going to play this poke style composition. They're coming out, they did well on their brawl, they said they're confident in their dive. We might see them on either of those, really, and I think they could make it work. I'm just curious to what P.U.N.K plays here. Like, do you stick with it? It's been working.
I mean, if like I said, if it ain't broke, you don't necessarily have to fix it. I mean, they could come out on that Ramatra comp with the Bastion and with whatever other hero the other DPS wants to play. Like, if it hasn't necessarily failed for them, and we've seen a very hyper aggressive Lucio work, that find kills, and Ana work for them, and find kills, and a lot of support, a BAP work for them, and do really well. I mean, like, there's really nothing that makes me think they need to change. But going into this map here, maybe they just want to try something out here. I mean, they have a 2-map cushion here, and they could practice some stuff.
Yeah, I think Buccaneers, I like their comp. Solid. TIE Fighters on the tank now. Yojimbo's back on support. Not back on support. Yojimbo's on support for the first time we've seen this series on that Zenyatta. I think I like this comp. It's solid. You get Torb, a lot of overheal on that overclock, or not overclock, whatever his big angry ability is. You know what I'm talking about. You get some you get some extra health, you get some survivability, your turret gets in some damage, you get to make a lot of space for PvP on that Widow to really put in some work, and let TIE Fighter get a little bit of assistance there. You look at P.U.N.K, they're looking to just disrupt these guys. They want to end it.
Oh no, I know what they're doing.
They're going over the top, baby.
Here
we go.
They're going over the top, and right now you're seeing it immediately
No.
fail. Lucky Gunner and Biscuit also swapping roles here. Lucky Gunner was a DPS for the first 2 maps, now going over to support. Biscuit support the first 2 maps, going over to a DPS here. And, that was a one-time thing, and you really would hope that it worked. Didn't end up working for P.U.N.K there. And PBB coming off of that great performance on the Hollywood attack there for them, finding a quick kill. Yojimbo finding Munchin as well. This is a great start for BBB.
Yeah, this is already looking a lot better. Oh no, Noodle picks up one. Baka gets a pick onto Yojimbo just as I say they're doing really well. Caster curse. I'm sorry, guys.
No, that was
And with that, I think Big Bang Buccaneers might have to back up, give this corner away. But I think they will get a good recontest as well as PvB, maybe able to get a pick here onto P.U.N.K if they are a little bit too aggressive as Munching goes up the side here. Looking for a pick.
I mean, we know Munching loves to be aggressive right now, and they do have the skills to, you know, wall ride themselves out of it right now. But at the moment, BBB looking like they might just allow P.U.N.K to get this first point. Sexy Lexi does throw down a turret, immediately gets destroyed there by Noodle. Now it's all up to TIE Fighter on their own here to try to stop this card. They immediately get taken out there. Sexy Lexi coming down on the Torb, trying to do what they can here. You also have Yojimbo down there as well, but Lucky Gunner going to be able to take care of all members of BBB who comes down to fight them. Munching going to be able to take care of PBB there as P.U.N.K caps this first point.
Yeah, BBB really kind of split up there. You saw that TIE Fighter was on that low ground. Oh no, we have a stagger. This is disasterly for BBB. P.U.N.K really just putting the nail in the coffin for these guys. I mean, you're looking at ultimates as well in the side of P.U.N.K. You're coming up on a Kitsune Rush for Lucky Gunner. Noodle's got his Doomfist ultimate. And BBB really kind of only have that window and visor. Like, you're not going to be able to match the power of a Kitsune Rush with that. But as I say that, Sexy Lexi picks up Biscuit.
That's a nice pickoff for them there, because Biscuit, not necessarily close to a tire, but those grenades do a lot of damage if they're able to find anyone there. And you do see Sexy Lexi come up on a Molten Core of their own. Yojimbo and Thorium very close to their ultimates as well. And look at that PvB picking up another huge pick there onto Munching. This backline Widowmaker has been great for them so far. If they're able to find another pick here, they might be able to kind of slow down P.U.N.K right now. But Dragons coming out from Baka will not find anyone. Instead, it will be TIE Fighter finding them. Here comes the Meteor Strike from Noodle, trying to find whoever they can. Will not find anyone initially right there. And here comes the damage matrix from Thorium as well as the Molten Core. A lot of ultimates coming out here for BBB as they really are looking like the best they have looked all night.
Yeah, I think a lot of ultimates used for both sides. We saw, you know, visors from both, and here we go. Got a Transcendence from Yojimbo and Kitsune Rush out. Just looking to ultimate here, ultimate dump, win the fight.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of ultimates come out left and right here. Beat coming out for P.U.N.K. Here comes the tire for Biscuit as well. This could be very deadly. TIE Fighter will fall there as Baka swaps over to a Widowmaker of their own, but it will be PvB taking care of Biscuit's tire. Baka finding Sexy Lexi. Thorium able to find one, but that'll be all that BBB gets this fight as P.U.N.K caps this second point. 4 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in their time bank here as Lucky Gunner being aggressive, going to be able to find PvB there, and now Thorium trying to escape with their life, but TIE Fighter coming in clutch there with a knife.
Yeah, able to bail out Lucky Gunner on that one. Maybe gets a little bit too aggressive, unable to turn around TP out. Really wanted that last kill, but the Immortality Field saves Thorium, keeps him alive for his teammate to come in and help him. I think, you know, looking at how things have been going so far, I think Noodle's just been creating so much space, kind of pushing PvB back, making it hard for her to look for picks. And you know, even though they might go up one or two, it's just the space difference is really hurting Big Bang Buccaneers right now.
Nice use of the jump there from Thorium, completely dodging the Meteor Strike there from Noodle. Biscuit will be able to shut down Sexy Lexi, who makes a swap over here to a May right now, and TIE Fighter with the Rampage, able to find two here. Huge plays coming out here from the Drunken Queen for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, incredible job there from TIE Fighter. Over on the Junker Queen for this last point, maybe, you know, I think Big Bang Buccaneers, they can stabilize here. You set your Widow up on a nice spot. You got May Junker Queen, lots of health from both really. PvB able to pick off Baka, wins the Widow 1v1. Yeah, I think these guys are running a comp that they finally said, we know what we're doing. We stick PvB on the Widow. She's gonna just help us out a lot, get those early picks, and all we have to really do is be able to clean up the rest consistently, right? You're able to get those early picks with the Widow, but you need to be able to finish off the fight, and they finally got into their groove.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a great round here for BBB right now. You know, already cutting this time bank down by over a minute and a half here. Noodle able to take care of Sexy Lexi, though. Might get what might be the start that P.U.N.K was looking for. Kitsune Rush coming out here from Lucky Gunner as well. As you see Munching again, getting very aggressive on this Lucio, as we have seen them do all night. But Thorium able to take care of Lucky Gunner there. And that's a great pickoff for them. That gets rid of a lot of healing damage. So coming out here from Thorium TIE Fighter, going to be able to find Biscuit as everything keeps going BBB's way right now. Noodle, though, going to be able to find the Baptiste there for the Buccaneers. However, you do see TIE Fighter winning the tank battle here at the moment.
Thorium was fighting for his life and managed to stay alive for so long there to help his team come back and take out Noodle. And with your tank falling, you really have to take a step back off of the gas there. Let Big Bang Buccaneers take some space. You know, Munching's in the backline here. Gets a boop onto Sexy Lexi. No! Oh my god, somebody stop this guy. He's going off. Solo beat!
It does actually hit Baka, so it was not truly a solo beat, but they are getting hit by that Venom Mine right there. Noodle gonna be able to find Jimbo there as Baka comes down to the low ground there on that Widowmaker. Not the smartest play as TIE Fighter takes him out, but P.U.N.K kind of forgetting about one thing, and that'd be the card here at the moment. You immediately see Noodle go back to touch it. Lucky Gunner now picking up a lot of kills here on this Kiriko as Munching gonna be able to shut down Sexy Lexi, who does invest the Blizzard here, but that will actually kind of help them out here as that will allow time for BBB to come back into this one while slowing down this card a little bit.
Yeah, you can't let TIE Fighter or Yojimbo fall here. You have to be able to stay alive and let your team regroup to take a 5v5. If you get a pick on the side of P.U.N.K, that's just a huge green light to go in and finish it once and for all. They gotta be careful here. And PvP is able to take Munching out in the back line. The tire only picks up the Inner Valley field, and it looks like Big Bang Buccaneers might be able to secure this one.
But you immediately see P.U.N.K find 2 straight kills right there. The Rampage coming out here from TIE Fighter. You immediately see it, though. Sexy Lexi picks up 2. Baka gonna be the only one to pick up anyone that fight, but in the end, it won't matter as you see Munching immediately trying just to wall ride their way back to this point. Maybe looking for a potential C9 here now. They're just trying to wait for their team to come back in. But knowing them, they're gonna try to 1v1 some people.
Yeah, Munching looking for a hero play, helping to win his team, like, the entire series, maybe even with this full push. I think it'll be hard for BBB to match this if they get it all the way. A nice Maywall splits the team with a rally as well. It looks like they might be able to pick up a pick off this.
Yeah, and you see Biscuit swapping over here to the Bastion. The Bastion has worked very well for P.U.N.K throughout this entire night. Lucky Gunner, though, has been able to find kill after kill on the Kiriko right now. And BBB looking really the worst we've seen them so far this map right now. Down 2 players. It is into overtime. So all they need to do is win 1 team fight, and they stop P.U.N.K from completing the map. PvP finding 1 kill on the Soldier. TIE Fighter getting rid of Biscuit. There goes a lot of your damage and a lot of your healing as well. Baka, though, gonna be able to find Thorium. TIE Fighter still alive, still swinging. PvP gonna find Lucky Gunner there now. All you have to do is really get rid of Noodle. Baka right there to deflect that axe swing, but now it's all up to Noodle, and eventually Noodle will fall, and Munching not gonna be able to get back in time. Buccaneers have their win condition.
Yeah, I think Big Bang Buccaneers, you have it. You know, you gotta send PvP out on that Widow. It's been working for you so far. The Junker Queen looked good. You're able to stay alive a lot longer, put out the damage, really use that knife to separate P.U.N.K. They've been playing very well as a team. Munching gets a little bit too aggressive, and you know, pick off 1 more support, like take them out of the fight, and you basically have a 5v3. I think Big Bang Buccaneers, they finally figured out what they gotta do to win this one. So now they just have to come out and execute, right? It's all down to can they perform.
P.U.N.K really tried that. And Lucky Gunner was the only one able to actually get over the wall there and immediately got punished for it here. But, I mean, a couple big plays coming out here from BBB. Especially this Rampage here, able to pick up 2 kills. And that was kind of the start of their stabilization here. I mean, after that, they kind of had everything in control here. And PvP, we talked about a lot. That Widowmaker has looked incredible for them. And we even saw, I believe it was Baka try to 1v1 him. I think Baka won that 1 time, and it was really one-sided in PvP's favor there.
Yeah, I think P.U.N.K, nice job. Now get your Lucio under control and go win this map. Looks like they might be, yeah, they're gonna be on top of the hotel, running with an Alari comp as well. First time we're seeing Alari here in Tranquility.
Yeah, first time we're seeing them here on the mainstream right now. And that turret up there might be able to provide a lot, but if the nerves coming through right now, it doesn't provide as much as you're probably hoping for. Lucky Gunner, though, coming out on the Bastion. They swapped back to DPS after being support that last round.
Yeah, I think this is going to be hard to get rid of, but Sigma, Good decision. Lots of spread damage. Able to pick up Biscuit there. They're going to make a Tim TP, try to escape. TIE Fighter falls really low with that damage from the Bastion coming in, and he will be melted down eventually. Noodle able to pick up Thorium, and with 2 players out of the picture for the side of the Big Bang Buccaneers, it looks like Biscuit will be able to return to the fight, and they will still have their 5-player spawn hold here. Like, you've burned a minute off the clock. Ultimate's looking about the same for both sides. What's gonna happen? Somebody's gotta switch something up, and it has to be BBB, I think.
I mean, you immediately see PBB and Sexy Lexi going over to 2 different heroes, Reaper and Echo right now. And the Echo, if they're able to get on that high ground, might be able to cause a lot of damage, especially if they go unnoticed right now. But your Big Bang Buccaneers, I mean, you want to try to get this cart pushed a little bit, because if you get around that corner, that high ground spawn hold pretty much goes away. But as I'm talking about this, it's just Lucky Gunner finding these Buccaneers out right now. As you see Sexy Lexi coming back into the fight after getting res there, trying to do whatever they can. But now TIE Fighter's in a bad spot, as they have to use that grasp to try to keep themselves alive, and they're not going to be able to.
Yeah, I wanna just close my eyes. It's not going well for BBB here. I think that they've tried everything, and it's just not working. P.U.N.K are just so dominant here on this spawn hold. Like, BBB, you need a huge play. You need PVB or Sexy Lexi to come up with like 2 or 3 picks here. And it looks like they have been able to dislodge them from this spawn hold spot. Oh, window, flank window. Sexy Lexi's gonna go down to Munching, and it looks like they're just gonna run in, guns blazing. Lucky Gunner's able to pick up Yojimbo, and this is all collapsing.
Yeah, one thing that actually happened in the fight before this one was Sexy Lexi actually duplicated into the Bastion there, but immediately got melted out by P.U.N.K, and now you see P.U.N.K here swapping up their high grounds. As you started to see Big Bang Buccaneers actually get some kills. Now, you know, double air support in the sky right now for the DPS line for the Buccaneers. So they're, you know, necessarily trying to make sure that they're getting a lot of pressure from the air, from the sky. But you immediately see the Sim TP come out and the wall as well. But that might be a huge flux as you immediately see one member of P.U.N.K go down. But that might be all that Big Bang Buccaneers gets here as they go under about 65 seconds here.
Munching and Biscuit, huge jobs. Like, they are keeping P.U.N.K alive and running right now. I mean, what else can you say? These two have put their work in this series, and they're continuing to do so. P.U.N.K looking like a well-oiled machine right now of death. Machine of death is what I have to say about these guys.
Barrage coming out, trying to deal a lot of damage, maybe find a kill, not gonna be able to find anyone there as Munching finds PvP, but TIE Fighter finding Baka is actually a nice pick. Captive Summon for the first time here on stream for Tranquility. Won't be able to find a lot there as TIE Fighter actually eats it there. Thorium able to get Sexy Lexi back into this fight here, but right now BBB trying to get something going. Sexy Lexi duplicating now into a Ramatra of their own here as PBB finds Lucky Gunner in that backline. Thorium also falls as well. Annihilation is coming out from both sides right now, but if you're the Big Bang Buccaneers, you want to be trying to touch this card so you're at least forced an overtime.
They will have spawn advantage here, so if they can take down Baka on this Tracer, then I think they might be able to stabilize and really take it out. But Sexy Lexi falls to Munching. They're just so split out. P.U.N.K are doing a great job at keeping everybody on the Big Bang Buccaneers distracted. And, you know, you're only down to a couple members. PvP does manage to take out Baka on the Tracer, and they will have a little bit of space to continue the push.
Munching still in the back line there as Biscuit finds Thorium. Bomb coming out from TIE Fighter though does find Biscuit. And your BBB, you want to keep this car push going. You want to find kills. Finding Munching in that back line there with that kill from Yojimbo is a huge one. Because one, it gets rid of their main support, their main source of healing there. But it also allows you a lot more time because Lucky Gunner cannot get healed up as Biscuit died before that. And now you might see BBB kind of roll slowly to this first point and just try to get rid of the P.U.N.K members that are coming back from spawn.
Yeah, if you're P.U.N.K, I want to see you back off and recontest last second. I think there's no point in standing up at the front and getting all this chip damage, maybe to get somebody picks off. And there you go. PvP picks up Biscuit. And, you know, you're down your pylon, you're down your ammo field. Pulse Bomb's out, but it isn't able to secure a pick, and it looks like Noodle will fall next. He's mighty low. Able to get healed up barely, and Baka picks up PvP!
Huge pick off there for P.U.N.K as they try to end this series here, and now Big Bang Buccaneers need a kill to go their way to kind of keep stuff alive right now. Biscuit gonna be able to use another captive stun here. This time though, it does land, but it's Sexy Lexi finding Biscuit. Noodle though, throwing some punches, gonna be able to find Sexy Lexi. Yo, Jimbo falling as well. TIE Fighter desperately trying to build up a bomb in time. They're not gonna be able to. Now, can they build up a mech fast enough? But it's 4v1. Munching will take care of them, and Punk will win this first series of their season 3-0.
Yeah, I think if you're Punk, incredible job. If you're BBB, shake it off. It's not too bad, right? You guys played played really well. I think that circuit was really strong, especially at the end. You're able to stabilize, play that Junker Queen. You guys able to dislodge this spawn hold from Punk. Like, there's things to be proud of here, even though it was a rough match against Punk.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we kind of got the feeling from their coach with how they respond with their questions that this week is kind of more of a for fun week. They're playing with a ringer, so down one man, not their normal team. And I really do expect to see a lot different of a team for the Big Bang Buccaneers going into week 2. But hey, we still gotta give some shout outs to where it was. PBB on that Widowmaker throughout the entirety of Circuit Royale looked incredible. And honestly, I mean, them popping off on Widowmaker allowed the rest of their team to kind of shine on the map, especially on their defensive round there where they stopped Punk. But again, Punk, when they went to defense themselves, they spawn held BBB on that first point for the longest time. It was basically till overtime when the Buccaneers finally able to start pushing that card a little bit.
Yeah, I think we talk about BBB, you got to talk about Punk. These guys are here to stay. Like, Discord tier, watch out. These guys are coming for you, okay? You know, they said to us they want to win the whole thing. And you know what? It's looking like they might. I mean, week 1, too early to say. I you know, it's just a first look, but man, this is a mighty good first look.
Yeah, I mean, like you said it perfectly right there. Week 1, it's a little bit too far out to necessarily say how good Punk will be in the rest of the season, but absolutely, this was an incredible start for them, and you want to try to see it. You want to try to see them carry it into their next week's game as well. But Big Bang Buccaneers, we talked about it. They looked a lot better as this series went on. Circle Royale was probably their best map of the night. Not able to get anything going on the offensive side again. So again, next week I really expect to see a little bit of a different BBB team, a little bit of an improved one as well. But you see the scoreline right there. I mean, this series was pretty much one-sided through and through. But again, BBB did look a little bit better than what this scoreline said, but Punk still just dominant throughout.
Yeah, and if you're Punk, you've put in the work. You've practiced, and everything has turned out how you wanted it, right? You put in the work and you win. Like, that's kind of how it works here at these higher tier competitions. Everything is about practice. Can you work well with your team? Can you play your heroes to the highest standard? And you know, BBB coming out here a little bit for fun, maybe more than a little bit, but you know, we still say they're great players. They're incredible. It's just Punk, they've got that winning mindset, and it's shown. Like, they've put in the work.
Yeah, absolutely. But with our series ending here tonight, remember, there's still another series going on here tonight in the Discord tier. Remember, go to twitch.tv/TranquilityGG2, and you can find Karma versus Galactic Gibbons there. Henry, thank you so much for being my co-caster here tonight. I want to also give a quick shout out to everyone behind the scenes. Hippy, Knock on Wood, Pluto, Unfeatured, and Rhino. They did a great job tonight getting all the angles and all the replays that you guys saw throughout the night here. Henry, how about you sign us off?
Yeah, don't forget, check out our schedule for next week and the following weeks. We have a whole season ahead of us of great matches like this one. You know, if you're a BBB fan, let's see it. Let's come up, turn up. See what these guys are gonna do. If you're a Punk fan, get ready for more 3-0s, I might say. These guys are looking hot. You know, go check out our schedule. Go check out the B stream. Make sure to get into all the Tranquility action, and we'll see you on the next one.
to the